Ashley Demi with Sister to Sister 2.0, and I'm with the hilarious Darren Big Baby Brand. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What's happening? What's happening? How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, just in here quarantined, but laughing at you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
Oh my goodness. So tell me about yourself. I know you're from South Carolina. You went to HBCU, Aggie Pride, right?
I'm from North Carolina, actually. I'm from Southern Pines, outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina, born and raised. After graduating high school, I attended North Carolina A&T State University, the #1 HBCU in the world. You say something?
I went to Cheney, the first HBCU. Let's get that clear.
I didn't say we was the first. I said we was the best. Big difference.
But the first starts the pathway to more greatness. But okay.
But just because you first don't mean you the best.
What? First and finest, AKA Cheney.
See?
Carry on.
So you went to Cheney and you're AKA. Oh my God! It's just it's too stressful. I bet somebody at Lincoln would beg to differ.
Oh no!
Oh,
I'm ready.
You didn't
I'm
know
ready.
I knew
I'm
about
ready.
that. You didn't know I knew about that.
Lincoln debaters. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Anyway, graduate from HBCU. Of course, I show all HBCU loves. Love rather. Comedian, entrepreneur. That's me in a nutshell, man. A very fun-loving guy, private guy. But other than that, I'm just I'm me.
So how did you get your start?
I've been funny since middle school. I've always been a comedian and a clown. So I mean, the same things I get paid for, I used to get my ass beat by my mama. So it's amazing. It's amazing how the tables turn. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing how the tables turn. But I started hosting stuff in middle school, hosting the talent shows in high school, and then in college, of course, I hosted a step show and fashion show, and then from there, I graduated. Actually, I had a real job. I was a manager for Walgreens for 6 years. But during that 6 years, I found stand-up comedy. And once I got on stage and did my first open mic, I've never looked back since.
I love it. So where'd you do your open mic?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
You did North Carolina?
No, everything, all the success I have in my career has came from the crib.
Shout out to that. Oh my goodness. So, wilding out. Hilarious. Tell me about your experiences. I mean, they honor you, they praise you, you're one of their favorites. Tell me about that.
Wilding Out was, man, a great experience. You know what I'm saying? Definitely changed my life. Definitely, I feel like catapulted my career to a whole new light. A lot of people think the show is all fun and games, but it's just like any other job. It comes with a lot of politics, a lot of personalities, a lot of, paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Even when I made the show, me and Chico drove from North Carolina from Charlotte, North Carolina to New York for a 15-minute audition. We drove 10 hours. We rented a car. He was already on the show, but at that time, that was like my best friend, my brother. So we did everything together because we was the only two out of our group, Freestyle Funny, who quit our jobs and committed to stand up.
Okay.
And so went up there, auditioned, made the show, made a major impact my first 2 seasons. And then my 3rd season, shit got kind of weird because I had to audition again as a returning cast member because that was when the light of social media started playing effect. And they started taking people with 1 million followers and all that. So it became a little uphill battle, but to get 6 seasons, 7 seasons out, over 80 episodes, residuals for the rest of my life.
Wait, let's stop right there. The residuals for the rest of your life?
Yeah, for the rest of my life. Yeah, I mean, the show's syndicated. You can't knock a show that has over 200 episodes.
Yes.
And out of 200, I made 80 of them. And I think out of 50, I would say some odd cast members. That's pretty damn good.
That is great. Grandfathered and I loved it. I mean, the skits are hilarious, and they use everybody. Like you said, with social media, they use. I mean, from the Miss Juicies, we spoke to her earlier in the week. I mean, Tammy Roman. I mean. Tell me one of your favorite skits.
I don't necessarily got a favorite skit. I think some of my favorite moments may not have gotten aired because the show is shot live and anything can happen at a live show, anything. I think one of my favorite moments was the Aunt Vivian skit. Okay. Where I did me and Radio Big Mac did the battle of Aunt Vivs. I think me and Chico Future versus Russell Wilson is an all-time classic. Me and Tim Pick Up and Kill It, talking about stereotypes. I mean, I've had some crazy viral moments, man, but the best moment with Wildin' Out for me is actually making the show. I mean, I didn't take none of it for granted. I never took any episode I got. Every moment walking out there when they call us out and getting that chills will forever be a rush. But I smoked with Snoop Dogg. So, I mean, you can't really top that. Yeah, you can't top that.
You can't beat it. You cannot beat it.
A lot of people think Casper was on Wildin' Out smoke. A lot of them niggas is healthy. They eat salads and drink water. They not about that shit.
Grass.
Yeah, so me, Carlos Miller, I would say before Bobby J came, we're in Tyler Chronicles, we're the heavy smokers. So between season 7 through I would say 12, I smoked with every guest who smoked weed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's your thing. Because like you said, transition into social media, your Wake and Bake series. Every clip, you're lit. Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, before with Wildin' Out, I mean, of course, I got McDonald's commercials. I had other endorsements, and even my closest friends was like, "Hey, man, don't put weed on your social, bro. You know, da da da." And the look and the image, and then I just sat back and thought about it, and I was just like, "It's legal in half the states almost." You know, a lot of our people went to jail over it. You know, really just trying to provide for their people. And I was like, I have this following behind me. Why not be real with who I am?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And let people know. And it's not just about being high. It's about how marijuana helps with my anxiety. It's about how weed helps you sleep, helps you calm your nerves, helps you, you know, get the stress off of you. You know, if they allow weed legal across the U.S., I'm 100% crime would go down 100%. Like, you know, people would get high and forget they were supposed to rob somebody. It'd be all kind like you'll get high and be like, bro, we were supposed to rob them niggas today. Well, I think so. You know what? Roll up, man. We don't need, you know what I'm saying? So once I did that and
so have you thought about maybe having a dispensary? I mean, you could be an advocate of that, literally.
I just signed with All Deaf Cannabis, All Deaf Digital's cannabis line. You know, T.I. just bought that from Russell Simmons, so it's dope to be part of that team. Big Baby Bud has just the first harvest, just finished, 25 pounds of the greeniest, stickiest weed out of LA. I mean, out of Las Vegas. My partner is a Black-owned grower, G5 Cultivation. So it's going to be available in Vegas at first, but then we're going to get it to LA soon. But it will be available in Vegas by next month. So I got my own strand, Big Baby Bud. I mean, I'm kind of engulfed in it now. The Wake and Bake Nation, the whole T-shirt line, all that has kind of like made my new life. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just not wilding out no more. Wake and Bake, only if you will. Last few hits, that's what I am now. And always much love to wilding out, but I'm glad that I now have my lane. And like everybody knows, Wake and Bake Nation is Big Baby. Everybody knows last few hits. All that shit is me. And so that's what I want to be known. I want to be the comic known tied to weed the way Snoop is.
Because that was going to be one of my next questions now, because, you know, Wildin' Out, Nick Cannon has his synopsis of how he wants the show to be. Do you get to write your own lines or your jokes? So how does that work?
You get to write your own shit, but because everything is so sensitive these days, it has to be cleared.
Okay.
So you can write a joke that's off the chain, but if the artist or the guest is sensitive or don't want to be talked about in a certain way, or they have some stuff in the media they don't want out there, then you can't talk about it. So that's the only restrictions, you know what I'm saying? But that does tend to hold back a lot because the world is sensitive. Don't nobody want to be embarrassed anymore. Like, don't nobody want to be made a joke of. So,
of course, like when you did the Iggy Azalea's partner at the time, you know, it was interesting because even Nick said, okay, he has to go home to her. Be calm, be safe. So right. I was scared about your response and his response. I'm like, okay.
But what's crazy, when Iggy came on the show the next season, the question I asked her, if they would have aired it, would have went crazy because it was about Nick Young. It was a callback from the first season, but they didn't air it because by the time the show came out, they broke up and it wouldn't have made sense. So you see what I'm saying?
Yes. And just like with Keisha Cole, you know, when you asked about Jeezy, and I was like, oh, you know, so it's kind of like, what is she going to say? You know, then she made it like, oh, my ex-husband, you know, to say, oh yeah, I had a ring on it. Of course, he was the best. But I was kind of scared because she looked like she was getting offended. So, you know.
Right. Right, right. But
So,
Keisha was cool though. Like
okay,
I know she may have looked like that, but Keisha was cool. Like
okay.
Keisha Cole was cool. What's her name? She's a Delta. She sings.
A Delta. Mm.
Yeah, you know, she went to FAMU.
Sing. Wasn't Tam? Well, Tammy doesn't sing. Who
What's her
sings?
name? She went to FAMU.
Let me think.
Guy had the fake butt, big butt.
Oh, you talking about not Black China. You talking about and I
She
just
said
looked
Cassette
at it.
Michelle. Is it Cassette Michelle?
Yes,
No.
yes.
Yes.
Oh no,
She
no,
said
K Michelle. K
K
Michelle.
Michelle.
K Michelle.
Cool. Snoop. Cool. Rick Ross. Cool. Like,
Okay.
oh man. T.I. Cool. I mean, you know, well, T.I. was cool the second time. The first time he wasn't cool.
I was getting ready to say, so you can tell by people's body language and some of their faces, they're like, you know, so, you know, a lot of moments with T.I. wondered about that, you know, especially when the guy was like, oh, you don't know big words. Sometimes the laugh was delayed. Like, I think it was forced because the cameras were rolling. So tell me about that.
Well, it's all about how it's edited. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
there could be some stuff that y'all think's hilarious and people laughing, and it didn't get no laughs at the show at all. But they could cut it up to where it looked like people laughed at it. Yeah, it's all about making the show come together and look great. You know what I'm saying? You never know when the camera's on you. That's why you always perform with full energy. I mean, that's why I would say I'm one of the favorites, because I would always be on camera, even if I wasn't doing the joke or not.
Okay.
I just always was on camera. I always was active. I was engaged. And so, you know, that plays a role too.
Okay. So let's go into some of your stuff. Well, I mean, after Wildin' Out, now you have MTV's Basic to Bougie. Tell me about that.
Basic to Bougie is a fun show. It's way less stressful than Wildin' Out.
Okay.
Less
How
politics.
So?
I mean, you know, Wildin' Out has 12 cast members. You know, each person goes each game, and they only air 3 jokes a game. So there's a good chance that your joke or material don't ever get aired. So that's why I was always grateful and blessed that my jokes made it, or that anything made it, because if you look at it, they're going to show Nick joke, they're going to show the celebrity guest joke, and then you got the Wildin' Out favorites. You got your DCs, your Chicos, the Carlos, you got Justina, you got Conceited, you got Hitman. You can filter me in there. You got Tim DeLaGhetto. You got, and those are all OG classics. Then you got the new people. You got your B. Simones. You got your Pretty V's. You got your Young Swag, Radio Big Mess, Bobby J's,
Rip Michaels.
Rip Michaels. You know what I'm saying? All that. So, you know.
Rip Michaels, he's worked with us, you know, on some red carpets. So he's amazing. He's hilarious too.
Okay.
So what you say so basic to bougie is a lot more free.
Yeah. It's me and Tim. We don't gotta have no structure. It ain't nothing you can say. We can just be ourselves. We eat, we have a good time. We come in, we shoot 5 episodes in a day. We're done. Come in the next day. I mean, we can shoot a whole season in 3 days.
Oh wow.
And go back home, get paid, eat good. And my producers are awesome. They know I smoke. They let me be myself. It's a real, I mean, it's a smaller show. So it's, instead of all these cameramen and studio audience, it's just us. It's like a close family.
Okay.
So we're able to put out, you know, we're on season 4 now. I mean, I think every episode has 1 million views, or at least coming up on it.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like the top 10 show on YouTube. So it's been a blessing. And like, I don't know anybody else who could have got parted ways with Wildin' Out the way I did and still end up with Basic to Bougie, Next Big Dance Move, You Got Served, and Animal Style. 4 content shows on 4 different platforms.
Yeah, so let's go into Animal Style. Now that's on Facebook. Tell me about that.
Yeah, me and Tim are pretty much zookeepers. It's hilarious. It's just like Basic to Bougie, except like some of the animals were real crazy, like training a tiger or getting in the cage with an alligator was wild, but I felt secure. It was fun. And now it's about to premiere on YouTube as well, because it did well on Facebook.
And again, another stream of revenue for you, YouTube. I mean, so you are definitely the entrepreneur to look up to. So have you thought about mentoring the youth, like the young comedians who wanna, who look up to you?
I mean, I got a couple of mentors. I'm a couple of young comedians I know who I just naturally rock with in the game. The young ones like my boy Cameron Keys, he's hilarious. My boy Spencer, he goes on the road with Earthquake, hilarious. Remo, Morticulture, you got Tyler Chronicles. Even though I don't consider them up and coming, but they're my brothers, and I think they're like on my level or funnier, but they may not have the same amount of followers and stuff I had. But my goal is to get all my crew like that up to where, because like it's some funny, like I know everybody know the IG people, but it is some people out here that if you walk on stage, if you see them on stage, you're gonna walk out crying.
Okay.
Every time. So I do mentor some, but I mean, at the same time, you know, I'm in a space where I'm trying to make sure I get to where I can host my own arena tours and theater shows. So it's a constant grind. It's hard to kind of like, hey man, you can always drop the advice and get this, but it's hard to bring somebody up when you're trying to get to that level as well. When you have the power, it can do it fully. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So of course, with the challenges going on with Corona, what do you do to keep yourself occupied?
I have a Fit Baby Live YouTube show where I work out once a week, and that just finished up with the first season. Hopefully, it get picked up for season 2.
Okay.
I'm doing content with All Dev Cannabis, All Dev Digital Family over there out there in LA. I'm shooting live Zoom shows and YouTube shows with them. I'm getting ready. My house will be finished in 30 days. So I'm about to move into my newly built house.
So are they practicing social distancing?
Where? Who?
As you're getting your house built?
In construction? No, I guess not, because it's done. So, I mean, but that's cool with me, as long as they sprayed it down before I move in. So we're good to go. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much been my focus. So I moved next month into my new house, and that's kind of where all my concentration is. So I've kind of been occupied with that, and now I have to be too stressed out about everything else right now.
So that's good, because it's like, again, with social media being like the new wave, everything you do, you really can do it at the comfort of your home, because, you know, you're naturally funny. You're naturally talented.
Right. I appreciate that.
Of course. So we're going to do a skit. Now, I'm not naturally talented in comedy, but I'm going to do a skit.
Got you.
So my favorite skit on Wild 'N Out was the classroom scene.
Uh-huh.
But I don't have a lot of rhythm, so it's going to be hard. It's already
They made that game up after I left the show. I never played that game on the show. I think I played it when I came back, and I was rolling the blunt like as a joke, and I had missed my whole turn because I was rusty as hell. But I know they're gonna air it. It was hilarious.
I was gonna say, because a lot of that's when it's like organic and authentic funny. It's like, I really missed it. So that's the beauty of comedy, when it resonates in you. You're like, okay, just go.
Facts.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. My boy Darren is so fine. How fine is he?
You gotta say it. I can't say I'm fine.
I know. I said, how fine is he? You got, and then you go.
Right, but I would have to start it. So you.
Okay.
No. You do it. You say, my boy Darren is so fine. Say it.
Okay. Ready? We're gonna do it again. Ready?
Go ahead.
My boy Darren is so fine.
How fine am I?
Man, listen, I gotta come to North Carolina.
I'll take it.
You can be okay. I'm gonna do another one. Okay, ready?
All right, go ahead.
My big baby is so petty.
How petty is he?
He is not gonna post on his social media because he know I ain't got no rhythm. I'm not funny.
I probably would post that. And you know what's so funny? The millions of people we come in contact with who think they can do that and think it's so easy.
It is not.
It is not. Black people smell fear. As soon as you come up there with a little bit, oh, he's a bitch. Boo! It's so real.
And it's funny because like a lot of the Asians, like the one guy, the short, like, I guess he was
Tim.
like, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, was that Tim?
Well, there's a new one.
The new one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and they come back so quick, and you were going ham. I was like, wow, but they come back so quick, and then he had to catch himself like, damn, I messed up.
Yeah. Happens to the best of us every time. Time.
You kind of flow so effortlessly. I was like, damn, that is hard. I literally tried. I said, you know what, I'm gonna try this skit.
It's definitely hard. It's definitely hard. It's not what everybody thinks. Because you can have a joke, but you still have to perform it.
You have to perform it. Again, you gotta have rhythm. You gotta make it rhyme. You gotta be fluid.
And it's a different ball game when you're filming in New York, when you're filming in LA, and when you're filming in Atlanta.
Really? Why?
Oh,
Or how?
each crowd is different.
Mm.
They can
Okay.
cut the show. They could, like, Atlanta's rowdy. Atlanta's involved. Atlanta's, they want to jump on the stage. New York, they involved. They're rowdy, but they're not involved. They just rowdy from the crowd. Like, they talking shit. You know what I'm saying? BX is in the building. Brooklyn's in the building. They let you know they're there. And LA, they just.
Everybody in LA is high. That's why.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're killing the show, and they're just like.
Yeah. that
You know what I'm saying?
Air in LA is definitely like euphoric. They just be chilling like.
Right. You be like, wow. They be like, huh. You be like, man, what the fuck is this?
I know. Okay. I love it. I love it. Everyone, big baby Darren Brand with Sister to Sister 2.0. He is amazing. Where can we find you on social media if we're not already following you?
Man, Darren Brand on IG, DARREN BRAND_. Why did I say G? I'm high.
I was gonna say
I'm high. Who misspells their own name?
Yes.
Website, DarrenBrand.com. I got the Big Baby Bud coming out. I got CBD oils and treatments coming out. Follow my YouTube. All my content's up there to Wake and Bake. And just if you need a good laugh or need some inspiration or motivation, I'm the person to follow. But if you come in with some bullshit and negativity, I ain't the one.
Good vibes only.
Right, facts.
I've never smoked a day in my life.
I wouldn't start. If you've never done it, I wouldn't start.
Yeah, it's something where you get the piercing, you get the tattoo, but I think I missed the smoking boat. So I feel like when you're at a certain point in life, just yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't start till I was like 25. So.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I didn't smoke in college. I was a drinker. I was with all the shit. In college, I was like, line them up, shots, let's go.
Well, that's A&T. I mean, Aggie was G-Ho. I mean, y'all got down, okay?
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad to be that grown and still think we could party that hard. It's pretty bad.
Literally labeled as the greatest homecoming on earth. I mean, A&T people get down. I give you that.
I appreciate that. People don't want to give us that title, but I think we deserve it. I mean, now don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I've performed at probably, I would say 90% of our HBCUs. I would probably say 90%. And even though I love A&T, I'm diehard. It's tatted on me. Aggie born, Aggie bred, all that. But there are some other schools I think that I feel like if they was known a little bit more nationally, they could give us a run for that money. Like not even known nationally, like just other HBCUs who are big as hell, who I've experienced their homecoming.
Like
FAMU.
Oh, yeah.
They're a problem.
Yeah.
They're a problem. Prairie View, they're a problem. Prairie View, I don't know too much. I don't know too much about y'all.
The party's
I don't know too much about y'all. I don't know too much.
Do your homework, but the parties were lit.
All right. I give it to you. But all them HBCUs that's in the South, like them Fort Valleys, the Mississippi Hope Valleys, man.
Uh-oh. You got any babies around here that we don't know about?
No, ma'am. But them Arkansas with Pine Bluffs, all them look, man.
Yeah.
Because I think we're the comedians now. So you remember when you was in school, you saw probably like I would think you would probably seen Kevin Hart. You would have seen like those the type of guys that was touring around that time.
Yeah, Philly.
What's his name? Arnez J went through a lot of black schools. Some more. So now we're those comedians. Me, Chico, Carlos, Desi, Bankshot, like we're those comedians. So it's like for homecoming, we're the highlight now.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've performed at Southern, Grambling, Tennessee State, Albany State. Jesus Christ. I mean, literally almost everywhere except I don't think I've done Cheney and I don't think I've done Howard.
Okay. What?
But it's weird. It's weird. But I've done Norfolk, I've done Hampton.
Oh yeah.
I've done Maryland Eastern Shore. I've done Bowie.
Yeah.
I've done Morgan State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been out there. I just did I did Edward Waters in Jacksonville. People don't even know that's a HBCU.
Oh yeah. No.
And it's another one I just did in Austin, Texas. It's a HBCU, real small. I just did their homecoming. So it's like Claflin, South Carolina State. I've done them all, and I love it. And
yeah, so I'm in that DMV area. So I know my Bowie, University of Maryland, Eastern Shores. They turn up. Power.
Eastern Shore is so far away.
It's so. I mean, you know what? We don't even consider that a part of the DMV because it's like 2 hours away.
But yeah, it's like 2.5 from Baltimore. I'm like, yo.
Yeah. You might as well go
really
to college.
And they really out there by themselves. Delaware State. Oh man. Woo.
Dale State lit.
Let me tell, man. That was one of the first colleges that gave us a chance like 6 years ago.
Okay.
And we was in the gym and it was like 3,000 students in there and they just erupted the whole gym.
Wow.
Yeah, I will always have love for Delaware State. Always. Yeah.
Of course, what year was this?
Oh man, 2000, maybe 12, 13.
Okay.
Yeah. And then of course my North Carolina, of course A&T.
Yeah.
Central's rivalry, but they're always family. Winston-Salem State is definitely family. John C. Smith, you know what I mean? Elizabeth City, all of North Carolina.
Yeah. Yes.
Lincoln, Livingstone. Livingstone.
Livingstone is good. My friend went there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you didn't have an HBCU experience in college, what you go to college for?
I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but if you didn't go to an HBCU, there's a little something missing from your life, and you don't even know it. That's the thing. You don't even know it. If you didn't go, you don't even know it. And
it's funny because every day in the month of April, I'm posting my Thankful 30, and one of my days was thankful for my HBCU experience. Yep. And then of course, D Nice did this whole HBCU mix where they donated money.
Yeah.
It's like you just don't know. You don't know.
My HBCU saved my life, so I get it.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much. And we at Sister to
No problem.
Are so happy to have you. You have been nothing but jokes, spills, and thrills.
Sister to sister.
Thank you so much.
No doubt.